Are you still waiting for interest rates to drop back to 4% before you buy in Lafayette? I have some tough news. The new normal for 2026 is 6%, but here's the twist. Waiting for a lower rate might actually cost you more than buying right now. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how the new 6.1% interest rate is impacting Lafayette home prices. We'll look at why low inventory is keeping prices high despite the rates, and the math of waiting and the insurance loophole, which is Act 480, that effectively lowers your interest rate by 1%. Hey y'all, if y'all don't know me, I am Drake Abshire, your local real estate expert. I track the daily rates so you don't have to guess with your mortgage. Let's look at the real numbers for January 2026. So let's talk about the new normal. Logic says high rates, low prices, right? Well, wrong. In Lafayette, we have an inventory floor. We only have about 1,200 active listings, which is 14% lower than normal. Because inventory is so tight, sellers don't have to drop their prices. In fact, the average sale price in Lafayette just ticked up to $297,726. Even with a 6.1 interest rate, buyers are fighting over the few good houses that are available. So if you're waiting for a price crash to offset the rate, the data says that isn't happening. So what are the facts? Well, the current rates that we're looking at as of January 2026, we have been hovering right about 6%, right to 6.1% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. The Lafayette average home sale price in Lafayette is $297,000. That's up 2% year over year. And the inventory is down 14% versus 2019, which is really preventing us from having any significant drop in prices. A common objection I get is that, but my uncle said that the rates will drop to 5% by summer. Well, even if they do, lower rates actually bring in more buyers. That increased competition will drive home prices up, erasing your savings. You are trading a lower rate for a higher price. Now let's talk about the Lafayette Offset. Now, you can't control the Federal Reserve, but you can control your monthly payment. The biggest shift in 2026 isn't the rate, it's Act 480. So if you can buy a $300K home at 6%, your payment is high, but if you use Act 480 stated value insurance policy, you can lower your insurance premium by $300 a month. Saving $300 a month on insurance is mathematically the same as lowering your interest rate by 1%. So while the bank says your rate is 6.1, your wallet feels like it's at 5.1. This is how savvy buyers are winning right now. So a fact is that Act 480 is allowing an insurance loan balance versus the replacement cost, which helps you to lower your monthly DTI, which is debt to income ratio. And that offset is that $300 savings that you're getting, which could be that 0.75% or even up to 1% interest rate reduction impact on your payment. So the strategy is that we're focusing on your total monthly payment, not just your rate percentage. Another common question that I get is, does every home qualify for Act 480? The answer would be no. It usually requires the home to be in a decent condition, no active leaks, and this is why we pre-screen homes for insurability before we even look at the price. So let's move on to point number 3, which is the cost of waiting. Now here is the danger of waiting. The moment rates drop to 5.5%, millions of buyers are sitting on the sidelines will jump in. The prediction is that the flood of this demand will cause a bidding war environment again. You might save $100 on the rate, but you'll probably pay $20,000 more for the house. The strategy is date the rate and marry the price. Lock in at $297 price now while the competition is still manageable, because if rates drop later, you can always have the option of refinancing. If you wait, you risk paying a higher price and facing stiff competition. The facts are the pent-up demand. We have millions of buyers who are actually waiting on the sidelines for the sub 6% rates. The history shows that when the rates dip, we will see a spike in competition due to that change. The strategy is to buy now so you can lock in your price. If the rates do come down, refinance later at a lower rate. Another common question is, what if my home value drops after I buy? In Lafayette, with the inventory this low, it's 14% down. A price drop is mathematically unlikely, so we have a supply floor protecting your equity. The 6% world isn't scary if you know the math. I have a total cost of home ownership calculator that factors in the 6% rate minus the Act 480 insurance savings. Text rates to the number below, and I'll run the numbers for you and for your budget. Now that you know the rate, you need to check the neighborhood. So watch the next video on the truth about Lafayette School District's 2026 alert, because a good rate doesn't matter if you buy in the wrong zone. I'll see you there.